All right, let's take a look at the practice test. For the instructions, we're asked to determine if each relation is a function. We want to state the domain and range. So for the first problem, we have a relation that's given as a set of four ordered pairs. We have -2, 3, 5, -7, -2, 15, and then 1, -1. So is this relation a function? Remember in the lesson, we talked about the fact that a relation is a function if for each x value or member from the domain, it's associated with one and only one y value or member from the range. So for this type of problem, all you need to do is look for a duplicate x value. So what you would find is that this x value of -2 occurs here and then also here. So you have a duplicate x value. And if that happens, you don't have a function because this x value here that's a duplicate is associated with more than one y value. Here an x value of -2 is associated with a y value of 3. And here an x value of -2 is associated with a y value of 15. So you can immediately say that this is not a function. So not a function. Let's think about the domain and the range. For the domain, it's the set of all x values from your relation. So let's write out our domain like this. And inside of some set braces, I'm just going to go into this relation and I'm going to grab all the x values. If something is a duplicate, you only want to list it once. So here I have an x value of -2. Then here I have an x value of 5. Again, -2 is already listed, so you don't double list. And then here I have an x value of 1. So the domain or the set of x values, you have -2, 5, and then 1. Now for the range, this is going to be the set of y values. So let me set this up with some set braces. You're going to have a y value of 3. You're going to have a y value of -7, and then a y value of 15, and then lastly a y value of -1. So again, the range is the set of y values, so 3, -7, 15, and -1. Now, one last thing I'll do, just to drive the point home, some people like to look at this as what we call a mapping diagram. So let me go ahead and write that this is my domain, and this is my range like this. And what you would do is draw. It can really be any shape you want, but typically you'll see something like this. So this is the domain, and let's say this is the range. And maybe that's a little bit too small for what I'm trying to do. So maybe I'll make that like that. Not really the best drawer. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to start with the members from the domain. So let me just list those. We have -2, we have 5, and then we have 1. And then let's list the members from the range. So we have 3, we have -7, we have 15, and then we have -1. What you're going to do is actually just arrow over to things. So instead of having the ordered pair format, you would say, okay, well, an x value of -2 is associated with a y value of 3 here. You can see that with the ordered pair, but you're going to show that visually here by arrowing over. So this x value of -2, or member from the domain, is associated with a y value of 3, or member from the range. But then additionally, you're going to see that you need another arrow because this x value of -2 is also associated with this y value of 15. So let me arrow over like that. And immediately you can see visually that you don't have a function. This one given x value is associated with 2 different y values, so you don't have a function. Now let me do the other ones. So an x value of 5 is associated with a y value of -7, and then an x value of 1 is associated with a y value of -1. All right, let's take a look at problem 2. So again, we're given a relation as a set of 4 ordered pairs. We see we have -1, -5, 9, -3, 7, -5, and then 3, 3. So again, for this type of problem, ask yourself the question, do I have a duplicate x value? Because if I do, for each x value, there's not going to be one unique y value. Here you have an x value of -1. I don't see it again. Here you have 9. I don't see it again. Here you have 7. I don't see it again. And then here you have 3, and I don't see it again. So for each x value, there's one and only one y value. Now, some people are going to get tripped up by this guy right here. You see there's a -5 here and a -5 here. That's a duplicate y value, and that's actually okay. The fact is, if I ask you, what is the y value when x is -1? Well, you can clearly say that it's -5. There's no doubt in your mind. Additionally, if I say, what is the y value when x is 7? Then you immediately know that it's -5. So there's no doubt in your mind. There's a clear association in each case. So you can say that, yes, this is a function. So yes, this is a function. Okay, for the domain, again, this is just the set of x values. So you have -1, you have 9, you have 7, and then you have 3. So that's going to be the domain. For the range, this is the set of y values. So you have -5, you have -3, and then let me make this 3 a little bit better. You don't need to double list things, so you're not going to put -5 in again, and then you're going to have 3. Now again, if you wanted to make a mapping diagram, you can. Let me just do that real quick in case you are interested. So basically, you would write out domain like this, and let me just make something like that. And then let me write out the range like this, and let me make something again like that. Definitely not the best drawer in the world. So let me put the elements or members from the domain or the x values. You have -1, you have 9, you have 7, and then you have 3. And then for the members from the range, you have -5, you have -3, and then you have 3. Maybe that 5 could be a little bit better there. Now, when we think about an x value of -1, it's associated with a y value of -5. So that's going like that. Then an x value of 9 is associated with a y value of -3. So that's going to go like that. Then an x value of 7 is associated with a y value of -5. So that's going to go like that. It's okay that an x value of -1 is associated with that y value of -5, while the x value of 7 is also associated with a y value of -5. That does not violate the definition of a function. If I had something like this, where -1 was linked up with, let's say, -5 and then also 3, well, that's where the definition of a function is going to be broken, so you wouldn't have a function there. But here we're okay. So it's all right that 7 is associated with -5, while -1 is also associated with -5. So then lastly, we have 3 that's going to be associated with 3. All right, let's take a look at problem 3. So here we have a set of 4 ordered pairs again. So 13, 10, -5, -5, 7, 9, and then 11, 2. So once again, I'm looking for a duplicate x value. So 13, -5, 7, and then 11. So there's not a duplicate x value. So here we can clearly say, yes, we have a function. So we'll say, yes, this is a function. The next thing is to think about the domain and the range. So for the domain, again, this is the set of x values. So just grab your x values. So you have 13, and then -5, and then 7, and then 11. Now, for the range, this is the set of y values. So you have 10, you have -5, you have 9, and then you have 2. Once again, if you want to make a little mapping diagram, let's go ahead and set this up. We'll say domain. And let me draw a little shape there. And then range. And let me see if I can make something similar. So for the domain, you're just going to list 13, -5, 7, and then 11. And then for the range, you have 10, -5, 9, and then 2. So real easy here. Everything's very straightforward. An x value of 13 is associated with a y value of 10. An x value of -5 is associated with a y value of -5. And then an x value of 7 is associated with a y value of 9. And then lastly, an x value of 11 is associated with a y value of 2. All right, for the next few problems, we're going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to give you a mapping diagram, so you'll be able to see the domain and range already. So the instructions are just going to change. Now we're just asked to determine if the given relation is a function. All right, for problem 4, it's relatively straightforward. You're going to see something change, and basically instead of using numbers, now we have some cities. So in your book, you'll see at least one example where they don't use numbers, just to change things up a little bit and get you to think a little bit differently. It's the same concept as if you were working with numbers. So don't let this trip you up at all. So basically on the left, again, this is going to be for our domain. Typically, this is going to be the x values, or you could say the inputs, or you could also say the first components. On the right, we have our range. So these are typically the y values, or again, you can say the outputs, or also you could say the second components. So if I look at this, do I have a function? So in other words, I'm going to go into my domain and say, For each member or element from that domain, is it mapped to, or you could say linked up with or associated with, one and only one member from the range? Yes. This domain element of Avalon is mapped to a range element of Newport Beach and nothing else. You have a domain element of Azusa that's mapped to a range element of Bell. Then you have a domain element of Torrance that's mapped to a range element of San Francisco. And then lastly, you have a domain element of Arcadia that's mapped to a range element of Malibu. So for each member of the domain, it's mapped to one and only one member, or you could say element from the range. So this is a function. Let's say this is a function. All right, let's take a look at problem 5. So for this one, again, we're looking at some cities. On the left, you have your domain. Traditionally, the domain, we think about this as the set of x values, but you could also say the inputs or the first components. And then on the right, we have the range. And again, this is traditionally the set of y values, the outputs, or second components. So looking over here, we can see that the domain element of Chicago is mapped to, or you could say linked up with, or associated with, a range element of Salt Lake City. Then you have a domain element of Seattle that is mapped to a range element of Denver. Then this is the one that's the problem. You have a domain element of Houston that is mapped to a range element of Los Angeles, and then also Memphis. So this guy violates the definition of a function. You would say for each x, there's one y, or you could say for each domain element, in this case, it's Houston, it's got to be associated with one and only one range element. Here you have Los Angeles and also Memphis, right? So this is not a function. Let me come down here and just say that this is not a function.